Good morning, welcome to the video update for the week. As we move into week 6 of the semester, I thought this might be a useful tool for you. I put together a grade worksheet so you can use it to keep track of your grades if you prefer to do that on paper as opposed to the My Grades page in Blackboard. So here it is. It just lists all of our assignments, the possible points. You can record your points in this column and then total it up. It's a good way to keep track of where you stand. Look for this document attached to this announcement below this video update. Let's see. I've made a couple of updates to Blackboard. Let me go back in here. In the course information folder, you'll now find a folder with weekly video updates. So just in case you want to go back to one of these, even if it disappears from the announcements page, you can still find it here on the course information page. And in our resources area of the course menu, you'll now see a link called Grammar and Punctuation Resources. And this has links to 2 websites and 2 on-campus services that I thought would be helpful to you. So if you ever have questions about grammar or punctuation, you can consult one of these websites. You can stop by Tutoring or Writing Center. And of course, you can always ask me. Okay, Discussion Board 2. All of those grades are now posted. And I have some notes about it. First of all, when you are doing your initial post and then your response posts, and perhaps even close the loop posts, plan to visit a discussion board more than once. You want your posts to be spread out over several days so that you give your classmates time to respond and talk back and forth. There were a couple instances of people losing what they thought they had saved on Blackboard. And one tip I have for that is whenever you're doing, especially a discussion board post, because it's worth a little bit more points, maybe compose it in Word. That way you can save it for yourself. You can move things around easily. You've got a copy saved for yourself. And then you can just paste that into the message box in Blackboard. That can be very helpful. If you have internet issues or other tech issues, you're not going to lose what you saved. Documentation. Good work. I know this is tricky. I have posted in, let's go back to Blackboard here, on Discussion Board 2, gotta get down to that, one more, I have posted a correct works cited page and references page for all of the sources. So if I mentioned on your rubric for Discussion Board 2 that you had an error, you can compare it to these correct entries that are there. The Alexie and Douglas essays. I should have provided more documentation information to you than I did on the ones that were included in Module 2. That was my mistake. These correct references and works cited pages reflect a different source for those than the ones that you originally had. So if you made an error in your discussion board post because I gave you the wrong information, that's okay. I didn't deduct points for it, but I did mention, refer you to these correct pages to look at. Some people realized that there wasn't enough documentation information, and so then they went and sought out the source or the essay on from another place, and that was a great idea, but if you didn't, you weren't penalized. What questions do you still have about documentation? If you still have questions that you want to talk about, go to the Q&A discussion board. Please, let's use that to ask each other questions to firm things up about documentation. The Q&A discussion board is a great place. You can subscribe to it so you can get an email reminder when a new post has been added. There's been some conversation in section 91 about some technical issues that we were having. So please use the Q&A discussion board to ask each other questions. We are now about to enter the Discourse Communities module, which is number 3. Several of you have already started working on that. Preview, there will be some research process information in this module, and as always, please let me know if you have questions. I've had lots of communication with people on email. Keep me up to date, keep me posted. Have a great week.